Well, this ought to be interesting. At this current moment of time, yes, I have been busy with other things, but I could not help but notice the fact that we just had our own words used against us by a Karen. And a lot of words were actually said that were quite humorous. And oh, this is going to be a comedy special. So to start things off, before I actually go and record this video, if you haven't already, I would recommend seeing episode 16 and episode 19 before coming to this one, because it kind of relates more to that. More or less, it more so does relate to this. So, a Karen decided to invade Facebook once again. A Facebook Karen. One of the best. And I kind of find this funny because this is technically the first Karen encounter that I've had. That's, wow. I'm actually kind of surprised it took this long for me to encounter a Karen. But it all comes down to one comment that really ticks me off.
I have driven past this home, and from what I have seen, their house is beautiful and very put together. What I was more shocked over was the home that sits in front of their house that looks completely run down and is quite an eyesore. I'm sure this family could post pictures of home and say a lot of awful things, but it seems like they haven't, which speaks volumes. It seems that this family has been just trying to build on the property they legally bought and have continually been harassed by this man who has stalked their every move. I think we should ask their family on pointers on how to clean up the outside of his home, because to be quite honest, it looks like an abandoned shed. If you all are worried about saving the animals and keeping the old homestead alive, I believe there is farmland in Lancaster available, and I believe you would fit in quite well.
To start off, okay, their house looks nice. You want to know why? Because the person who built the house was looking at ours so it can match the neighborhood. And then you have the itch to call our house an eyesore when this was the first on its block. The first. And yet people still come to admire it for its beauty. You say it's eyesore because it's not white and it's not plastic. You say it's eyesore because you're used to living in the city. And you have the itch to tell us to clean the place? We have the cleanest yard in the neighborhood. And that shed in the back still stands, healthy and happy. And finally, to have the itch to tell us to move. Not gonna happen. You're telling us to move because someone else is not happy because of when they moved in? No. What kind of stupid thing is that? We were here first. If they don't like it, they can go, not us. What kind of logic is that? Karen logic, I forgot. Brain cells just having a field day and forgot to come back home last Friday. But here's the thing. We post because it brought back memories that thousands of people enjoyed, and still enjoy to this day. And for those memories to get ruined by a city slacker? No. We're not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. I don't want to deal with it. Nobody wants to deal with it. Which is why we post, because memories get flushed down the toilet at this moment in time. You wouldn't like it if I flushed down memories that you had, say maybe first child. Our own house has heart, soul, and blood fused to build what is considered to be the most beautiful thing people have ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. Every single day or every single time somebody comes up here, they admire it because of how much heart was put into this thing. You're accepting the wrong side of the story when you could be accepting what's true. But you refuse because Gen Z Karen go, I don't like this, I want to speak to the world's manager. and tries to force us to move out of memories. Yeah, good luck with that, unless you have an eviction notice on our property that you can't get because we own it. You're basically disrespecting family that came here. Family that was born and raised here. Family that actually put their heart and soul into this place to actually live in it for themselves. It was built to live, and it was built to last. It's not gonna get blown away like this piece of plastic that's in the back of our yard. And you can call it harassment all you want. It's not harassment, it's just us wanting our memories back. We want everything to be normal, wanted everything to be normal. And it's not just us either. It's the original owners of the previous owner of their property versus us. We wanted it to stay that way. But now, happy souls dancing onto people's grave, partying and dancing, disrespecting the dead. Ooh, what could go worse? A second person disrespecting the dead, dancing on their graves, happily and enjoying life with a bottle of wine. Never have I ever seen disrespect on the people's graves and wishes to have the land to stay the same. Dancing, happily, laughing at their bodies, at their wishes, wanting things to be peaceful and calm. So congratulations, for the third time, you made yourself the villains of the story, and to add a sidekick to it. What could go wrong now? A lot will, and I can make that a promise. To which you have responded with this.
What I think you meant to say in the ridiculous rant was city slickers. You do realize we live in the same town, right? What I'm starting to realize is you and your cult-like members think you're living in the Oregon Trail era. The deer, the old homestead, the sunsets, they're all gone. Welcome to 2023. The world of bulldozers and warehouses, and pole barns.
First off, don't correct my phrases. Don't correct my speech. I say city slacker because they slack. They're stupid. They're pea-brains. Everything. I had my experiences with city people, and it was always wrong, horrible, disgusting. Don't correct my speech. And I don't even care if you live in the same town. I didn't ask that. If I wanted to know if you were in the same town, I probably would have said something. But I'm not going to knock on a Karen's door just to say, hi, how's the weather? I didn't ask that. Leave it. And the laugh of the deal when you say that I'm a part of a cult. Explain that to me. First off, I'm not in a cult. I'm just me. I'm just me. Exposing the truth. Doing music. Doing me things. Doing things that I do. Me do. Me do this. Me do the do. Me do music. Me do gaming. Me do simple. Speaking of simple, let me put it in terms that you would understand. Aw, is baby feeling down? Is baby feeling okay? Are you sad, little baby? Does Uncle Benny need to change your diety? Does Uncle Benny need to replace your formula again? Aw, look at the baby cry. Ha-goo-goo-goo-goo-goo. Stop. I'm just entertaining myself. But back to the cult thing. The Oregon Trail era? Okay, let me put it to you this way. They didn't have cameras back then. They didn't have tech back then. They didn't have Facebook back then. They didn't have any kind of modern communications back then. The Oregon Trail era? No. See, this is where you get that mixed up. This is where you go and turn to the Amish. Not us. We have tech. We have cameras that actually take pictures. We have everything to expose people with. And you're going to say that we come from an era that actually has nothing that this world currently has? Wow. Karen IQ at its best. And for the record, my rants aren't ridiculous. My rants prove a point. My rants, well, expose the truth. So, thank you for openly admitting that you support destruction and removal of homes so people could be homeless, and you openly admitted to ruining the world instead of saving it. People are trying to save nature as it is, and here you're like, I support bulldozers. All hail the almighty destruction of bulldozers. We pray to the bulldozer gods to get rid of what the almighty true God has given to all of us. You basically just went and admitted and announced that you are an entitled Karen. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. We're just going to have more Karens in this world who want to think that they're right when here in text, plain sight, that they go and mess up their words to prove themselves wrong to thousands of people all over the place. I'm still saving these screenshots too because of how funny it was. But for now, and for once, I actually recorded this video to the point when I got dizzy, so I need to rest. I need to sleep. So, sunch about.